Hi, I'm Jeff Ludy, the owner of Houston Window Experts. Thank you so much for watching this video. Today I want to talk to you about the Western Systems multi-panel sliding door. This is the 600 series. It's in their classic series of products. But before I get started, I just want to let you know that if you're in the Houston area, I'd love to get a chance to meet you. I'm standing here in our beautiful showroom where we have over a dozen brands of windows and doors to choose from. Something for just about every taste, every color, and almost every budget. So please let me know if I can help. If you live outside the Houston area, check out jeffslist.com. I get people all the time that ask me, Jeff, do you know a great window company in my area? Actually, I do. I know a lot of great window companies all over the country. Maybe we know somebody near you. Check it out, jeffslist.com. So have you heard of Western? Western, like, they're not new. They've been around since 1959. They're based out of Phoenix, Arizona. They make aluminum products. They don't make vinyl. They don't make fiberglass. They don't make wood. Some companies make a lot of things. Western makes aluminum. Now, they started in Phoenix, Arizona. As you can imagine, you would think aluminum is not great in a real warm climate. But the truth is that aluminum is really not so great if you're in a very cold climate. But in a warm climate, aluminum products deal with heat nearly the same way that other products do. Remember that, what was that movie where the kid licked the flagpole? It was an aluminum flagpole and his tongue got stuck to it? Yes, cold and aluminum do not do well, but in a warm climate, hey, you should never have concerns about using a high performance aluminum like we're talking about today. So Western makes windows, they make doors, and they make all kinds of windows. They make many different types and styles of doors. And I actually can put a link up here. We made a video about a couple of the different windows. We'll put some more information down in the description below where you can check that out as well. But today I want to focus primarily on this multi-slide door. This is the 600 model, 600, and that comes under their classic series. They have a classic series and then they have a performance series. A performance series actually in some areas will work even in a windstorm. In fact, in Texas where we are now, you have certain restrictions that you have to have in order for it to qualify. It's called TDI, Texas Department of Insurance, and they're in the process right now of getting their approvals, but pretty much it will be the same product that is already out there. It just needs to go through that process. Now look how easy that opens. This is a beautiful 11-foot wide door, and it is 10 feet tall. And you can just tell that just by the operation, right? Like how nice this operates, how smooth it rolls. And I love how easy it is to use. What I love about it a lot is just how narrow this profile is. Look at how narrow this profile is. If you look at a typical door, like a French door, a hinge door, or something along those lines, this is usually going to be about 4.5 inches. This is closer to 2.5 inches. So I have a lot of glass, okay, and very little frame. And that's the beauty behind a sliding door compared to a French door. If you notice here in the middle as well, where the meeting rail comes together, I have the same thing going on here. I have a lot of glass, and I have very little frame. And that's what makes it so nice. That's why people like sliding doors. Another reason people like sliding doors is because since they don't hinge, swing in or swing out, there's no concern with furniture placement, right? You could have a sliding door right next to a piece of furniture and not worry about that piece of furniture being hit or disturbed. Check out the lock on this thing. So when this door closes, it pushes in that pin when this goes all the way over. And then when I go to lock this door, you can see here that I have this multi-point lock. And when I say multi-point, what I mean is two different points here. There's a hook here that swings upward, right? And when it goes downward, you can look over here in the receiver side of things. And you'll see here where one hooks up and one hooks down. Well, what's the purpose in that? Well, of course, obviously, we want to be able to lock our door at night for safety and security. But you know, back in the old days, where it was just like, hey, a sliding door is easy to break into. You could just take a pry bar or something from underneath it and then pry it up, and you'd lift that hook off of this hinge off the connector here, and you can just slide the door open. Well, it doesn't work that way anymore. So when you hook up and you hook down, you can't either push down on it or lift up on it without it being fully engaged. Of course, you've got some great weather stripping on here as well, which is helping protect from dust and dirt and pollen. Keeps you better clean inside the house, less work to do. Mama likes that, less allergies, better sleep at night. Also want to show you something. Come over here and check this out. I'll pull out my pocket knife. It's kind of hard to see. We might have to do a little close up, but see that kind of shiny little area right there? That little shiny stuff? What that is that's called a thermal break. This is a thermally broken or thermally improved product, meaning that since aluminum does conduct heat and cold very well, like we discussed a minute ago, this keeps the heat from going through this part of the frame to the inside part of the frame. It actually creates a break there to help stop and interrupt that from happening. Now in this particular product, it's only on the frame, okay? It's not on the sash itself. If you notice here, it's not on the sash. But if you're interested in having more thermal performance, you can go to the Performance Series, which would be the 7600. Put a 7 in front of the 600. The 7600 actually does have a better system for thermal brakes. It's actually a thermal strut versus a pour-into bridge. Don't bore yourself with that. Trust me, one's better than the other, but they both do really well, and I think you're going to be happy with them. Now, on this particular product, you notice that it does roll very easily, and the reason for that is it has some stainless steel sealed roller bearings down at the very bottom, and they're very low profile instead of being very tall. A lot of companies use big wheels. These are very low profile, so that also keeps my frame at the bottom, that bottom rail, from being really tall. Some door companies, you'll see they have about a 4-inch or 4.5-inch bottom rail, and they need that to accommodate these big rollers. What they've decided to do instead is to put more rollers down here in a smaller size out of a better quality material, so you still get what you need, and this will handle really heavy panels. In the 7600, the Performance Series, they actually end up with a total of 8 wheels. And some of the panels under there, 8 wheels, can you believe that? So that you get a real nice, even, consistent moving mechanism. And also because some of those panels, if they're going to have laminated glass for impact rated zones like windstorms and islands and places where you get a hurricane, that glass is so much heavier that they can accommodate that in the 7600 series. Now, what's the real big feature when you talk about pairing this with Western products? Like, where does this work and how important is it to have a product like this on your product line? Well, Western is innovative. I love how they've approached the market with this. They're kind of thinking modular. They're thinking like Legos. You know how Legos all connect to each other. So what I like about it is, and if you watch that video I told you about the window, you'll see the frame depth on this product right here, this frame depth, is the exact same frame depth as this window I want to show you right here behind you. This window is their casement window, and it's a beautiful window. It's the one I discussed in that other video. And if you notice here, if you're looking at it from the side profile, see the width on this window right here? This width right here of this frame, forget this part, this is part of my display unit, but this is the window frame here. This actually is modular when connecting to this. These are the same. So if I wanted to mount a window and a door together, you know, if I wanted to either have some glass next to this, or I wanted some glass above this, or whatever it is I was doing, these are all compatible with each other within the same system, right? Within the Classic series, I can put the 600 door next to the 600 series window, or I can put it next to the fixed window. Like here's one of their fixed windows. Notice this is really cool. Very narrow profile, 3/4 inch to the edge here, about 1.5 to where the glass begins. But I can put this window, this beautiful window, right next to this door here. I can connect these together and piece that together. And you say, well, Jeff, why is that important? Well, because if what we're trying to achieve is a lot of glass, right? If we're trying to get more glass and less frame, last thing we want to do is have to build walls between our products. And if these products can all interchange or interlock together like this, you're going to get more glass and less wall. So that's one of the beauties behind doing that. Now, Jeff, tell me about the glass. Well, you know, you hear me talk about all the time how much I love Cardinal Glass and how great Cardinal Glass is. Cardinal Glass, in my opinion, is the best glass you can buy. You'll find it in all of your top tier brands like Anderson and Marvin and Pella and Western and Eurowall. So Anderson and all these guys know that this is the best glass. So you're going to get the same glass in this as you would any other product. And what I like about that is sometimes, in some cases, we may use the Western door for the door on a house, but we might use a different product. Might even be a high quality, high performance vinyl window next to a Western door. Well, when you do that, if you're using the same glass, you're going to get that same look, especially if you're in a swimming pool or you're driving by a house and you're looking at the house. You're going to have that same color, that same hue, the same type of glass, very, very little distortion, if any, and you're going to get really good quality out of that. It's the same product they'll use in all of their windows and doors, which I really like about that too. So let's talk about colors, color options for this. Well, they have quite a few. I'm going to grab the catalog real quick because I can't remember them all. But when it comes to anodized finishes, and this is an anodized finish, you have the bronze anodized and then you have the satin anodized, which some people call it clear anodized. It's kind of a silvery look. And then you'll notice that they also do have some actual other color options. And these can actually be doing it in what we call a split finish, where you could do white inside with Navajo white outside, or you could do hillside bronze outside with Navajo white inside. So imagine if you needed to mix some colors with these you can actually do two-tone, or you can do them all solid. I mean, if you like this cinnamon toast, you can do cinnamon toast inside and out. So they do have some great color options as well to work with your designer, to work with the flow of things in your house and whatever you're trying to achieve. So color options are great there as well. And what I like too about this door, one of the last things I think I just kind of forgot to mention earlier, was that this is not a typical sliding door like most sliding doors where one side opens or the other. Check this out. I think you're gonna like this. This is called a multi-panel, meaning that more than one panel operates. So see how cool that is? I can open both of these panels at once, and I can move them all to one side, I can move them to the other, and maybe my needs change, right? Like maybe all of a sudden, I don't like to come out of this side of my door anymore, I like to come out of that side of my door because I have a barbecue grill over here now. That's fine. This can be the primary panel, and that can be the secondary panel. You can also get screens for these, a beautiful, really nice heavy-duty screen that can go on this. And you can get what's called a lead panel screen, meaning let's say that you had 5 of these panels wide because you had a 25-foot door or something like that. You could have where you just have one screen for the lead panel so that we don't have too much going on. Or you can actually put a screen on every panel where you could slide it all over, and then you could have all of this screen across there as well. Now, just so you know, when you do that, you need to have more tracks. If you notice, there's tracks for each panel. If I had a 5-panel door, I'm going to have 5 tracks down here. If I had 5 screens, well, in that case, it'd be 4 screens. Now I'm going to have I'm going to have an 18-inch or so deep. You know, most walls won't accommodate that. You're going to have to plan for that. But you can get screens for this, as many screens as you want, or you can get a lead screen on there. But I love the fact that there are enough days in Houston, not a lot, but there are enough days in Houston where we get to open our doors. And when you get to open a door like this, it's a luxury, it's a treat, and doggone it, you've earned it. You should have one of these doors in your house. It'd be beautiful. A lot of people, they call us and they say, Jeff, I've got 3 windows across the back of my house, or 4 windows, and I wish that was a door. We can do that. And this is one of the products we use for that. We come in, we can take out the brick, we can take out the stucco, the siding, whatever you have. We can put in a new header. We can put a beautiful door like this in there for you, and I think you're gonna love how that looks. Panel sizes, we can go pretty tall. This happens to be 10 feet tall. If I remember right, I think they can go all the way to 12 feet on this particular product. And you can see how wide we are here. We're a little over 6 feet wide on these panels, so we can go pretty wide. Fewer panels, taller height means more glass. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you're in the Houston area, come visit with me. I'd love to learn more about your project. If you live somewhere else and you're looking for a great window company, check out jeffslist.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I hope to talk to you again real soon.